Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Link to the Past Randomizer. We have the spoiler log tournament starting up for you guys here. We're still on Swiss is round one, and today we have coolpapabell. I tripped over my own words there. Good start. Versus MrMario7788. How's it going, folks? I am Wolfling0270, and joining me on co-commentary is Bigfoot. How's it going?
Good evening for me, for you it may maybe good morning or good afternoon. It should be a really nice race. Spoiler log is always special. It's on one hand it's kinda easy because the runners know where everything is. On the other hand, you got only 15 minutes to plan, so it's kinda hard to find the best route.
Yes. To give a general blanket idea of how spoiler log works, this is basically a heavily execution-focused racing mode. Think of it as playing NMG with only having a roadmap that is unique to this specific run. They're planning it out as we speak here. They're about to finish up their timers right now, actually. We've also been looking at the spoiler. We're not going to tell you anything, though. I'm going to leave it a surprise.
Well, you've been looking. I haven't. From your comments you've made, I got some ideas, and I know some things. But for me, at some point, it will be a nice surprise, I think.
I believe that is fine enough as is. But yeah, folks, think of it. This is basically, like I said, NMG with a different route every single time you play it. So the runners have ranking their routes, and they were getting started right now with starting at Link's house. Oh no, Sanctuary for one of them, which will give them this, the hookshot. Nice, fine.
Wow, and the red boomerang at Link's house, if I've seen correctly. That's very nice. 2 stun items.
Not sure if... actually, cool, coolpapabell didn't pick that up, because it would automatically be equipped. So we're getting our runners synced here. Those are the coolpapabells opting to grind the bushes here, and bombs are kind of an important thing in these races. So, MrMario is going to head over to Uncle here. coolpapabell's grinding the bushes, gets them eventually. Here's 3 bombs right here though for the Uncle.
Yeah, bombs are always nice to find. You need them pretty early for several checks, so it's nice to have some bombs early.
And a heart container as well. And that is something that we're going to be seeing very scarce amounts of, and that is safety. With this race, you know, our runners can actually look at each other's screen. This is a rarity in a randomizer setting. Normally, you don't want to share information, have them peek in your screen to get information because you're trying to have an exclusive. Oh, hey, okay. There's a hammer. Yeah, I read my thoughts there.
That's very nice. Hammer, very early.
But yeah, basically, normally we don't allow screen peeking for fairness sake, so that you can't see. Oh, there's something here. I should probably head over that way. Not the case here with the spoiler log. They're free to look at each other's screens as we find the fire rod there. Very nice find from MrMario. But yeah, they're allowed to look at each other's screens freely. They're even allowed to be in here and chat with us. So I'm not entirely sure they're there, so hopefully I'm giving them an entertaining show all the same.
Yeah, and coolpapabell getting some money in Kakariko, so I'm suspecting he wants to check the bottle vendor. Those 50 rupees, and he'll find some more in... No, he wants to buy more bombs, yeah.
That makes more than sense. 50 rupees is more than enough to buy bombs.
Yeah.
Mini Molnar came meanwhile. Getting him a sword and a little bit of money. And he also picked up those 2 heart pieces here. And that is something that I think MrMario is attempting to micromanage. This is actually something kind of important as well. With this, you know where the heart pieces are, so you can try to set up that 4th heart piece for a much needed heal when you need it.
Yeah, maybe if there's a heart piece on Laser Bridge, for example, well, in this case, Turtle Rock is a pendant, but if there's a heart piece late in a dungeon, then it could be nice to go in there with 3 heart pieces and then get your free health refill.
It's SpeedGaming Force joining us with a party of 78 here. You're welcome, and as we get this race underway, we're only 3.5 minutes in, and we have half magic for Cool Papa Bell. Good safety
Yeah.
to have.
And there was something on Bottle Vendor. It was half magic. And he got a glove in the well in Kakariko.
Yep, and now he's picked up the red boomerang.
Oh, and now Cool Papa Bell goes to escape, I think. So there should be something in escape.
So he's gonna go visit the uncle.
Yeah, but
Well,
we
Mr. Mario
we
doing
already
his
saw the uncle. It was just bombs, I think.
And there's Master Sword and a heart piece and the Moon Pearl. So
Yeah,
there's our selected Darkhold access. Now, something we should probably point out here that's kind of the elephant in the room here. You might have noticed our tracker already has a certain amount of information added to it that we haven't mentioned yet. The spoiler log also gives us maps or crystals and pendants for all of the dungeons. So as you can see, we don't have to do Eastern, Swamp Palace, or Turtle Rock to see, and both medallion dungeons require bombos.
Yeah, the reason that our tracker has already put that up is because we won't see any map checks because our runners already have those informations from the spoiler log, so we can't get any map. We won't get any map checks where we can see it. So our tracker put it down there already.
Yeah, and it's very nice of them to do it. By the way, speaking of which, our tracker today is Port Collector. We're keeping the items up to date for you guys on the scene. Alright, so Papa is heading all the way down here into the escape sequence.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mr. Mario was farming for some bombs. I think he'll get his hammer now.
And starting with the hookshot here, you can see that Mr. Mario is actually using it to great effect. Moving around the overworld, getting a little bit of extra speed, which will save just a few seconds here and there total.
Yeah, these since the spoiler log race is pretty execution heavy, they do everything to save some frames here and there. Alright, hammer for Mr. Mario, and Cool Papa Bell will show us now what is here in Zelda's cell in the escape. I reckon it should be something pretty important because he goes there pretty early.
And there we go, the bow. Alright.
And wow, Mr. Mario has already been at Sasha. So I suspect there shouldn't be anything in Eastern, because why would Mr. Mario go to Sasha before he gets his bow? So he would have a double trip to Eastern. Wouldn't be the perfect routing, I think. But we will see.
Well, if we want to think a little bit ahead, and think efficiency as well, we do have a required Palace of Darkness that we have to do. So, if there's something important in Eastern Palace, which there may not be, for all we know, and I'm not selling, it would be more prudent if they could find maybe the mirror to do a plot Eastern play, doing both dungeons at the same time.
Yeah, that's possible, yeah. Alright, Mr. Mario is the first runner who has actual Dark World access, because he has Hammer, Glove, and Moon Pearl. And he'll show us the Dark World right now.
Yeah, and he's looking to go straight into Village of Outcasts.
Well, he has the Fire Rod, so Skullwoods could be an option. But 5 hearts, Green May Moth is not always nice.
Yeah, they're gonna be looking for some armor, I think, at the very least. Now it is a 5-heart Green Mail Moth with Fire Rod. And a bee, if you wanted to meme a bit, I suppose.
Yeah, we see a fake flipper from coolpapabell, direction eastern, and Sasha, he'll get his... Oh, there's a mirror in the brewery. That's interesting.
That is interesting indeed. And that pretty much speaks volumes, I think, for Mr. Mario's play. He is definitely thinking maybe a pod Eastern play if need be.
Yeah.
Let's see what Cool Papa Bell here does.
Oh.
And there's some armor as well.
Yeah, that's very nice. Blue Mail. coolpapabell gets his Master Sword and his Moon Pearl.
Not safe quitting, so I think he's going to Eastern.
Yeah. Maybe there is something in Eastern. Alright, Mr.
Seeing...
Yeah, we're seeing Thieves Town from Mr. Mario. He goes straight for the big key and goes out. So I suspect there isn't too much interesting in here.
Well, they know which chests to avoid, so...
Yeah. Yeah, and he goes straight to the back of Thieves Town, so front shouldn't have anything interesting.
Govavel, meanwhile, is advancing through Eastern Palace.
Doesn't pick up the first chest. Going back. No compass chest. It's very interesting to see both players have the same information from the spoiler log, but they do pretty divergent routing. And that's always interesting. Though it shows clearly that there are many paths to success.
Yeah, and of course, it makes it really hard to determine who has the actual lead until we get to a more converged point. At this point, it's a little too early to tell, honestly. We're only 10 minutes in, after all.
Yeah, and coolpapabell going for the back of
Uh-oh.
Eastern. Oh yeah, that's he got fire rod, so it's okay.
Yeah, but it's a little scary when the Igors wake up and you don't have the lights on.
Yeah. I suspect there could be an item on the Armor's Knights he really wants, because Eastern is a pendant, and with Turtle Rock and Swamp being pendants, Pet is not very likely to have anything, because for Swamp you need and Turtle Rock you need loads of different items to get into, so there is not really much left to be on Pet.
I mean, there's still a few things, but yeah, it's very unlikely that it's Pet.
Yeah, maybe the flute could be on Pet, but yeah, I don't think really much else.
Boots could be on Pet if they require for desert.
Yeah, well, flute is required for Meyer. So
yeah, Flipper's here though.
That's interesting.
The seed. We could do fake flippers to get an ice pal, so there must be something that's hard flippers lock that we need to pick up.
Yeah, maybe something in Swamp.
Maybe.
Alright, meanwhile Mr. Mario has arrived at Blind. And we'll see our first crystal of the race in a few seconds.
Ooh.
Has to be a little careful. Only one heart left. Oh, that's...
Oh!
Yeah, that's
Got
one
away
risk.
from him.
That's one risk of the spoiler log races. You usually don't have much health. He has a maximum of 5 hearts. And some of the bosses can be kinda difficult with low health.
Yeah, but I'd say Blind is even more difficult on a refight than he is when he first starts.
Yes, because now he won't have the ability to use the script.
Yeah, the script in which For those wondering what we're talking about with the script here, blind, if you hit him in the first possible instance every single time, his attacks are exactly the same no matter what you do.
Yeah, and you have the possibility to start behind him, and he is lower on the screen. That's also a big part. You see right now his body is pretty high, so there's not really space to stand behind him. In the first fight that was different. There was space behind him, and that's also why blind on first try is much easier than on second try.
So I was going to continue with attempting blind. No, going to leave. I think this is a smart play.
Yeah, try it later.
Yeah, try it later when you get maybe a little bit more health. Or maybe you want to go pick up the cane and burn it for an extra safety. Or to use it specifically for blind. Because right now, that blind fight is scary.
Yeah. And don't waste any more time trying it. Come back later. If there isn't any really important item on blind itself, it should be fine to come back later.
Well, there's an important thing on blind, a crystal. We have to fight him.
Yeah, but if there would be, what do I know, something like Somaria on blind or so, you would have to come back sooner or later.
That is true.
A crystal, you can delay that for quite some time, if it's only for the crystal.
Now, there is an option that Mr. Mario could have taken, and that is going into Kakariko, or Village of Outcasts. There is a house that is guarded by stumps. That is actually a generic shop, but it sells a red potion, and he does have a bottle. He could have used the red potion there in the blind fight to try and brute force it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we're seeing the in the back of Scouts, we're seeing the chest under the bridge. No need to go there if there isn't something important. Or something he really wants. Oh, second bow.
Alright, so we can now get the flippers from Armos.
Yeah, and I think maybe Mr. Mario won't get the silvers, because the first bow is in Zelda's chest, which is quite a trip down there. Takes a few minutes. So maybe he'll go without silvers.
So it's going to be silverless tempered versus tempered silvers, which is going to be a significant time gain, I'd say. I think maybe about a minute or two tops.
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah. Especially if coolpapabell gets his silvers before he goes to Mire to do Vitreous. Because on
there
Vitreous,
are other bosses that are weak to the silvers as well. We have.
Yeah, but I think on Vitreous you can save the most time with the silvers.
Alright, so Mr. Mario has to be a little bit careful here. Those spikes are for one heart regardless of fail. Oh, and dies to the moth as well.
That's not nice. And he has low magic.
Should be fine, because there are 4 small magic decanters on the way there.
Yeah, but he can't waste too much magic.
I'd agree to that as well.
Yeah, and he starts slashing the how are these called?
Gyptos.
Gyptos, yeah.
Now he's trying to ease up on the magic usage, which is a fine enough play. Gyptos died to one hit to fire, though.
Yeah. But now he has some magic left for Moth.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the field, we got coolpapabell doing the blind fight. First phase done. If he goes right, he's on the pattern. There it is.
Yeah. Nice pattern
slash,
now.
Slash. There it is.
Very
clean blind fight. Now, Moth only takes 4 hits from the tempers before he falls. Problem with the Moth is the spikes override the damage value of the hit if you knock the Moth into it.
Oh, that was close. Only one
Very
heart
close,
left,
but
but
great
Moth
recovery.
is down. That's nice.
Only a compass, but that is the first crystal in the match for Mr. Mario.
Well, yeah.
And it is the 5-6 crystal, I believe. No, my mistake. That is, where are our 5-6 crystals?
Is it Pod and Terra?
Maybe? I can't see what the markings say.
Yeah, it should be Pod and Hera. There are
Okay.
markings on the tracker here. You can see it.
I couldn't quite make them out.
Yeah, I zoomed in and then it was visible.
I think the marking from Bulbasaur is kind of blending in with his mask a bit on
Yeah,
the overlay.
yeah. It is. And I always think the marking on Tower of Hera, I sometimes confuse that with the tail of Muldorm.
Same. So yeah, I think we're both having some issues with that in that regard. But hey, we know it now.
Yeah. Alright, Mr. Mario going to Hype Cave. Maybe Hype Cave is gonna be hype this seed. If we are
money.
maybe it's
Zora.
Zora. Piece
Our
of heart.
feast.
A
A
lamp.
lamp.
Blue goo, yeah. Ah, that's okay. That's pretty okay. But the only thing really needed in here is, or that which could really be needed in here is a lamp. And lamp, it could be used as a fire source, but he already has fire rod.
Wait, what's he doing?
Oh, where is he? Oh, is he going? Is he going to do Aga?
This looks like an Aga play.
Oh! The only reason to do Aga at this point would be something on Lumberjack. Wow.
Yep.
Is
That's
there
the only
something
reason.
on Wow, is there something on Lumberjack? Wow. Haha. That would be interesting. Meanwhile, coolpapabell has arrived at Moth. No, Mr. Mario just wants to get his silvers from Zelda's cell.
Alright, getting kind of baited this there a little bit.
Yeah. Alright, coolpapabell got a second crystal from the Moth.
Alright, so coolpapabell is in the lead in terms of crystal count right now.
Yeah, and he's
going
back
for his
in.
silver arrows too.
Yeah.
No mirror on coolpapabell, so it has to walk out or taking a death warp.
Yeah, but why didn't he pick up his mirror? He was in Thieves Town, and the mirror was so close to Thieves Town. Didn't he have any bombs as he was there? To bomb open
I don't know.
brewery? He has
I
10
think-
bombs now.
I think what coolpapabell did is he went straight into the dungeons and didn't bother with the other area. He
Well,
also might be thinking routing the south route with going to brewery first.
Oh, and Mr. Mario mirroring. Oh, that's an Aga play.
That is an Aga play. There's no other reason to be in here unless he wants to go to the back.
Oh, wow. There should be something on Lumberjack.
There has to be.
Yeah. Wow. What a seed. I'm kind of intrigued that we only have one glove till now. We haven't seen the mountain. So maybe I think the second glove could be somewhere deep, because you tend to like to have as many gloves as soon as possible.
I can agree with that, but I'm more interested in something else. coolpapabell has those flippers. Has not done any flippers checks yet.
Nah,
I can only
don't.
imagine what could be flippers locked in the seed. There's the mirror.
Yeah, well, there is Swamp. Is always flipper locked.
Immediately save warping.
I think we have seen a fake flipper from coolpapabell. Or did we see it from Mr. Mario? I don't remember.
I think coolpapabell did this to go from Ice Cave to Sahasrara.
Oh yeah, he didn't check anything on the way. Yeah, that was it.
So
I
this
guess
is gonna be. Oh, both did. I missed Mr. Mario doing that.
yeah, coolpapabell will get his lamp. Maybe do an Aga play afterwards, as well as Mr. Mario does right now. And
Nice
both
use
are.
of the iframes there to not get hit by the ball explosion. There's the blue potion and the lamp now for coolpapabell.
Yeah, and both runners have made sure that they got more than 500 rupees. So maybe there could be something on Zora, since both runners picked up plenty of money.
Okay, just want it for potions. coolpapabell is actually going to start using those flippers, it looks like.
Oh, is that the island?
That's the island. What's on the island? We actually haven't seen the island yet. Oh! That would be why!
Wow!
And this is actually really good, because now with the boots in hand, he has a straight shot over to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, and after that he'll go straight to Lumberjack, I think. Oh, and Mr. Mario has to be very careful, just half a heart left.
Oh, the guards didn't change position.
Now he has... Well, I think he should have his blue potion.
He does. And I would chug it right now. You do not want to die in Aghanim.
Yeah. You really
Anyway,
don't.
folks, we have a minigame I like to play. Aghanim has a specific pattern he follows. How many blue shots do you think we're going to be getting? I'll explain the pattern here as you guys put your guesses in. So Aghanim has 5 attacks he can do before he repeats the cycle. The first attack and the last attack are always the same. First attack is a guaranteed orange shot that you can reflect for damage. The final attack is a lightning strike that arcs completely randomly down the battlefield. In between those two attacks is the 50-50 shot of getting another orange shot for damage, or a blue shot which just explodes like that and does nothing.
So there's a logic maximum of 15 blue balls if you reflect every shot Aga throws at you, and right now we are on the way to that because we just got 3 blue balls.
Yikes.
And chat reminded me that Mr. Mario already chucked his blue potion, so he does not have that left. He has to do this on half a heart. And that's 5 blue balls.
And he needs to be extremely careful.
Oh, 6 blue balls.
Wow.
We're still on our way to 15.
Now, for fairness sake, in case anyone's wondering, oh, this is going to be terrible for Mr. Mario's luck. In the randomizer, we have seeded Aghanim's encounters as well as Ganon's in Phase 3, so that both runners will get the same RNG on their first encounter.
Yeah, and now Aga is being nice. Just one. That's a 7th blue ball, but now just 1 hit left. Defeat him, so this should be the last hit needed for Mr. Mario. And there it is. He did it with half a heart. So 7 blue balls. I've seen that some people guessed 6 and 8, but no one guessed 7, I think.
Oh, I lost immediately because I usually guess 2 because that's the most common pattern.
Yeah. Alright, Mr. Mario, where are you going? Oh yeah, he needs his flippers from Eastern, so I think he'll go there now. Oh,
And-
is he forgetting that he doesn't have the flippers? Is he going to try to get his boots without flippers?
Oh. Clever, Mr. Mario, clever.
Oh, he's doing
He's gonna
splash.
do it, and it's still a flash deletion.
Wow. And then he doesn't need the flippers now because he can fake flipper to Ice Palace, and if there's nothing in Swamp, he won't need his flippers.
Ah, but here's the problem.
Yeah.
He can't
Okay.
mirror in that state.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll give him props for creativity and trying to route around that, but unfortunately did not work.
Yeah, that would have been a very nice idea. So I think he'll go and do Port Eastern instead.
Yeah. Which is still fun enough play. He can clear a pod and get his flippers out of Eastern at the same time. So what he did there was an ambitious play. Didn't work out, but it didn't really lose him that much time.
Yeah, it was a pretty good idea to try it.
Yeah.
If this would have worked, it would have been a pretty nice time save, because Cool Papa Bell did the whole of Eastern.
Yeah, if it worked, it would have definitely saved him more time than he would have lost from attempting it, that's for sure.
Yeah. But now comes into play that Mr. Mario effectively has a double dip in this direction, because he doesn't do Port Eastern combined, and he has already been at Sasha before. So, compared to Cool Papa Bell, he'll lose some time now. But not too much.
Yeah, not too much. Starting with Eastern, though.
Yeah, and he mirrored pretty early, so before the maze. So, not really going to be able to chain Port and Eastern together.
That is an interesting choice. He might be a little bit frazzled by his gambit not working and is not thinking long term.
Yeah, and you could see that he was undecided where to go, and that's perfectly understandable, because he has to find the big key in here, and since he expected his splash deletion to work, he has probably not really looked where the big key in Eastern is, and had to do that on the fly right now. So he did not really know which way to route Eastern at first.
Alright, folks. Time to see what's in the Lumberjack.
Oh, I'm so... Oh, what is it gonna be? Oh, it's a flute!
It's the flute.
Wow. So you had to go to the brewery to get your mirror. Then you had to go Hype Cave to get your lamp. The swords were okay. Then get to do Aga 1 and to get your boots from the Hylia Lake with a
You had to fight the Armor Knights, which requires a bow.
Yeah, and Pendant Armor's Knights. And then get your flute. And we still haven't got any mids. So flute won't do too much for us right now.
No mitts, and no Cane of Samaria either. Those are our two main items we're missing for Go mode at this point.
Well, Ice Rod... No, we don't need the Ice Rod because Turtle Rock is pendant.
Yeah, they're probably not going to pick that up. Because Ice Rod is... not that helpful.
Yeah, it's not probably not needed. Unless something is on pad, but... No, neither Mids nor Samaria could be on pad, so pad is effectively dead right now.
Alright, so Mr. Mario is retracing his steps here. Has to walk all the way back now across this place. Probably doesn't realize that probably... Again, yeah, the rerouting was probably what he had to do to get the flippers. So it was probably just like on autopilot for that point onward, trying to reroute. He's back on course though, that's what matters.
It's pretty understandable. If your plan gets wrecked at that point and you have to improvise practically, then it's understandable that you're not going to do the best routing in the next few minutes.
King's Tomb.
Oh, King's Tomb. What's gonna be here? It should be either Samaria or Mitz, I think.
Could also do something else important. But it's our Mitz.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Alright.
Now we can do Mire. And Desert.
And Ice.
Yeah, that's true. Well, for Ice you want to have the Samaria first, so... Since Coolpapabell goes port now, maybe there is the Samaria in port. Because with a new icebreaker, you really want to have the Cane of Samaria before you go to Ice Palace.
Yeah, but with 3 items in Ice, there could be an item in there that's locking Samaria. Or Samaria could just be in there. We don't know.
Oh, Samaria and Ice, that would be... Oh, no, no. That wouldn't be nice. That would be awful.
Our runners thankfully do know because it is a spoiler log race.
Yeah.
We'll see where they go after this.
But
Both
still,
runners now entering pod.
Still, imagine the Samaria on the hammerlocked side of Ice. So that's basically ruling out the well, how's that glitch called? I keep forgetting it. The icebreaker. Alright, Mr. Mario, what are you going to find here? It has a small key and the big key. Alright, I don't think anything is in here because one small key and the big key is needed for the boss. So I think he'll be doing this just for the crystal.
Yeah. And keep in mind, folks, MrMario has already cleared out most of Easttown, but died on blind a couple times. And it still has to go back and do that dungeon. And with the boots in hand, coolpapabell is most definitely has the lead right now. And it's looking to extend it with the clear of pod.
Yeah, Mr. Mario had some unfortunate happen for him. He died on blind twice and once on Moth. Has given up on blind for now. So that's some time he lost.
Yeah. You're really difficult to refight blind when you drop the pattern.
Yeah, that's a good point we should mention. Because in this mode, the runners are actually allowed to watch the stream of their opponent, so they can see what their opponent has done and plan their routing accordingly. So if coolpapabell has seen that Mr. Mario has made some blunders, he might go for some extra protection or so, some extra hearts.
Do you want to wait for another heart? Speaking of which,
yeah, and there we can see it. That should be a result of him seeing Mr. Mario dying to some bosses, I think.
Well, he's going for the big chest as well. There must be something in here that we didn't quite notice. It's another heart container.
Just going for hearts.
That was a Saint card too.
Oh, that was nice, yeah.
Zone Hearts Blue is pretty okay. He's definitely taking up for something, though.
Yeah, Mr. Mario remembering silver arrows on Helma. It's a quick kill. All right, his second crystal.
Now, I believe Ganon's contact damage is 8 hearts with green mail, so I think it would have been reduced down to 5 with blue mail?
Isn't it 4? I don't think so.
I
I
don't
don't
remember
know.
all the details specifically. I think he still takes 3 damage when you have
Chat,
red.
chat saying 8, 6, and 4 is the damage. So 8 with green mail, 6 with blue mail, and 4 with red mail. Sounds plausible.
Yeah. Okay. I don't quite remember how the damage reduction is calculated with Ganon's contact damage.
Yeah.
I may know a
Usually,
lot about Randomizer, but all the
yeah,
finer details sometimes escape me.
yeah. Well, usually it's not a problem because normally if you come to Ganon, you have at least 10 hearts or more. So it's, in most seats it's no problem, but in Spoiler Lock where you'll really avoid do the quickest routing and often avoid many hearts, it could be important.
Yeah, it could definitely be important.
Alright, we haven't seen the mountain yet, so I'm guessing there shouldn't be anything on the mountain. Because if Somaria, for example, would have been on the mountain, I think our runners would have gotten that already.
That seems like an okay observation, I'd say. And that is also considering the fact that we do have Hera being a required dungeon as well. So,
Yeah,
looking at what they're going for, it's probably going to be... They're probably saving Hera for last if you want to
yeah.
sort of metagame what they're basically telling us through their routing right now.
Yeah, mirroring in front of Ganon's tower to do Hera, maybe with a quick Hera pot, and then going into GT.
Now, I forget, is the flute online for Cool Papa Bell? It is. Where are you going this time? Looting to 8.
Oh, Ice Palace incoming.
Ice Palace without the Cane of Samaria.
Oh. Is the Cane of Samaria in ice? Wow. Because, as I said, Samaria is required for Maya, so you have to get it, and you don't want to get into ice without the Samaria, so it would be logical to do it other way. But Samaria, I think, has to be in here, which would
I think you're
be...
right.
Oh.
With the new Icebreaker trick being so commonly used now, because
Yeah, it saves
this
time.
just takes so much time on Ice Palace. The fact that Cool Power Belt is going into Ice Palace without it is strongly hinting that it's here.
Yeah. Yeah, but he can't do Icebreaker then, because the only chest it could have been in to still make Icebreaker possible was the chest down there in the room with the 6 Pengators. But he didn't get that chest, so no Icebreaker today.
Nope. We'll see the old classic Ice Palace bomb jump though, I believe.
Yeah. Alright, where's the ice rod? Oh, and he missed it. Picked up the wrong...
Slightly messed up here. Normally you want to set up so that you hit both stoppers with one bomb, but listed the wrong pot.
Yeah, but now he got it. Meanwhile, Mr. Mario activating his flute. He might go to the Dark World next and get his mitts and maybe retry Thief Storm, but he still has 5 hearts. Yeah, he's retrying Thief Storm. Last time he was here, he also had 5 hearts, so let's hope for him that he has more luck now.
Penguin Bowling, a room we don't see anymore, and I've sat for it because of Icebreaker.
Alright, now we come to the freezer room.
Getting the fire right out. I think it's selling.
Oh,
There's
and
the kid
there
Mario,
it's
and that is
Mario.
go for
Wow.
Cool Papa Bell at 43 minutes 20 seconds based on Mr. Mario's timer.
Yeah. And that's such an awful position, location for this Mario.
It really is. I think
Alright.
the only way this thing could have been worse is if it was all ped seed on top of that.
Yeah. Or required Aga for Dark World as well, and so on. Alright, Mr. Mario using a B on blind and powers buffers, but he still dies. Oh my god.
Yeah. Definitely feeling behind if he is not checking the race going on here on the restream.
Yeah, he's leaving again, maybe going to get some more hearts, or maybe even a safety item like Can of Burner, if that's accessible. Well, accessible without too much hassle.
Also, nice meme game. There's a small key on Cold Stare on top of that. So it was requiring you to get the Cadence of Mario to finish Ice Palace, but Ice Palace had the Cadence of Mario. You don't want to go in there with that hit without it, so...
Yeah. That's...
Ice Palace just messes you on multiple levels.
What a stupid seed. Doing this seed without a spoiler lock would be... wow.
We'd probably be here for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Flute on Lumberjack? Samaria in ice? And a second glove in King's Tomb? Wah. The flippers on pendant Amos. Wow. Not nice.
Not nice at all. And again, to Mr. Mario's credit, if that fake flipper, that Ancilla trick worked to getting the item off of Lake Hylia Island, that would have been a great advantage for him, I'd say. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out.
Yeah, now Mr. Mario is going to ice. He's going to get his Samaria. Oh, and there's a tempered sword in desert. That's very nice on the way.
Alright, so it's gonna be tempered silvers.
Yeah, should be a pretty easy Ganon fight.
Indeed. And it has the hook shot, which, while it's not... Well, it is required for the last chest, I suppose, in order to get across the gap in Moldorm 2. But otherwise, it's just used for... gonna be used for Herapod here, really. And yeah, Silvers at this stage was gonna make Vitreous a piece of cake. It's gonna absolutely melt him.
Yeah, we still have the possibility of a vanilla big key in Maya, which would be not nice. Because you have to do the cutscene chest, but, well, okay.
Oh, that bomb would have worked if Mr. Mario didn't pick it up, I think. Oh well. Gets it done there. Alright, Cool Papa Bell now in desert. Mr. Mario heading through ice. Alright, gets two of the Lamolas. Almost called them Moldorm. Getting mixed up with Zelda 1.
Yeah.
Then.
Mixing up the worms, yeah. I do that frequently too. Or I almost do it frequently.
And SpeedGaming is now joining us with a party of 118. Thank you for joining us here on the race. We are now in go mode in a spoiler log race here between coolpapabell and MrMario7788. Hey, the last item Mr. Mario is missing is the Cancer Mario, which he'll find in a few moments here.
Yeah, you'll find that in the freezer chest here in Ice Palace.
And Mr. Mario has not had the greatest luck on boss fights this seed, having died to blind, I believe, 3 times now.
Yeah, and one time on Mothula. Yeah, and there's
go mode for Mr. Mario.
yeah. Yeah, Mario did not beat Thieves Town till now. He died 3 times on blind, and yeah, he decided to come back later. Probably farming some heart containers first, maybe somewhere, or getting some safety items like Can of Burner or Cape.
He does have 2 blue potions now, which will help him as well.
Yeah.
Alright, here comes a cold stare fight. Has to be really careful. I think contact with the puffballs is instant death. If not, I'll put him at a half a heart.
Yeah. Oh, and he chucks a potion, which is a good decision at this
for
point.
Safety and for range.
Yeah.
That is a very safe play, and I'm okay with it. He's been talking a lot. He deserves to get this win. That is cold stare down for Mr. Mario. 4th fire boss defeated. My mistake. 3rd crystal in the match, though.
Yeah, where's coolpapabell going? He needs the big key, and there it is. At least not in the vanilla big key chest, which would mean he had to sit through the cutscene.
Alright, this will be Crystal 6 for coolpapabell.
Yeah, 7th crystal will be Tower of Hera, and it looks like it will be a single dip on the mountain, because we haven't been there all seed. Nothing important there. So doing Tower of Hera just before doing GT, and with the Hera pot, it's, I think, under a minute to do Tower of Hera.
Yeah, definitely under a minute. I think coolpapabell has Spooky.
Yeah. Oh, no, he didn't get it.
Yeah, this thing he might have missed.
Yeah.
Spooky is a trick that is very difficult to explain. There are a lot of ways to get the state set up.
And lots of ways to lose it.
That too. Actually, wait, he just came from Lamola's. I think that also factors into getting Spooky set up.
Yeah, but I think you can regain it inside of Meyer, I think. But I don't know. Don't really know the setup.
I don't know either.
I know that it has something to do with the altitude, with some altitude variable, and but no specifics.
Yeah, no specifics here.
There are plenty of people who commentate quite regularly who can explain that, but don't expect me to do that.
If they were doing the usual setup for it, I could explain it, but I don't know any of the other setups. I don't know the backup setup for when you defeat Lamola's.
Yeah. Alright, since it's been said in chat, I think we should explain shortly how a spoiler log race works, because we got a lot of new viewers with our raids.
Yes.
The players get 15 minutes to plan. They get a spoiler log in the beginning, then have 15 minutes till they have to start running, and they can plan ahead. And spoiler log lists every item location with every item in this game, which are 216. So you have 15 minutes to plan your route, most efficient as you can, and then you have to execute it.
That's right.
And there are some items which are hard required, some things like some Mario or so, and then there are items which can be chosen to pick up. Like Cool Papa Bell has 7 heart containers right now, and Mr. Mario has decided to only bring himself up to 5. So it's, yeah, it depends on how much safety you need.
Yep. Basically, think of this as a no major glitches, any percent speed run, but the route is completely different every single time you play. And it looks like Cool Papa Bell is opting to get something out of Paradox Cave before heading into Dark World here to set up for Hera Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, interesting. What could he want to have from here?
Red Mail.
Yeah, red mail. Okay.
Red Mail 7 hearts, that is actually perfectly fine. That is going to make him super safe for the rest of the run.
Yeah, and that's a justifiable time sink at this point, especially as our runners are allowed to watch the stream of their opponent. So Cool Papa Bell probably knows that Mr. Mario did some screw-ups and is a little behind. So Cool Papa Bell knows he has the time to get this extra safety.
Yeah, if Cool Papa Bell is watching, he knows he's in the lead right now.
Yeah.
And if he's not watching, he's just playing like he would normally play the seed, which he's been playing very well regardless. If he's been watching Mr. Mario or the restream or not. Because that is something unique about the spoilers, as we mentioned. And normally, you're not allowed to look at your opponent's feed. You're allowed to watch the restream in this specific format. And we are going to get set up here to do Hera here in a little bit. And then afterwards, we're going to be entering Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, and well, normally if our runners go into GT with all 7 crystals, we like to play a little game, our GT Big Key guessing game. Although
I'm going to cut you off right there for a moment here, because I actually put a twist on the game, and I'm going to implement it here in a little bit.
Okay.
We're not going to be running the bot though, folks. It's just going to be purely for fun. And because we don't have that much time, I'll go ahead and explain it right now. We have 22 chests in Ganon's Tower, only one of which is the big key. However, our runners know which chest has the big key in it. So chat, give us the specific chest you think will have the big key. Not a number, give us the specific chest.
Yeah, because number could be either a 1 or a 2, because it depends on if you come by the torch or not.
And it also depends if you need to get a small key for some reason.
Yeah.
And that's not in our pot. So yeah, specific chest is what we're aiming for today.
I'm seeing tile room a lot. Armor's Knights.
Dark Magician in top left. Random room bottom right.
Rando room. Hope room left chest would be a very quick one. Torch.
Alright, well, 7 crystals have been collected. Cool Papa was breaking the barrier. Big key room right, which is going to be near Vanilla. And Cool Papa is going left.
And the torch isn't it? No torch.
It's not the torch.
Gets his small key. Oh, is it gonna be here in the Star Force room, which is a compass room, I think, in Vanilla? No?
No, this is not the compass room.
No, isn't it? I don't know. I haven't
extra
played the Vanilla game for a long time.
Compass room is the 4 chest on the right side. Map chest is in the double firebar room.
Okay, he just wanted some small keys, and now he's going right side. Oh, is it compass room? Or tile room? Tile room?
Well, if it's compass room, I didn't see anyone guess compass room, and it looks like it might be.
Yeah, should be compass room because no other reason to go there. Let's have a look. Did anyone guess compass room?
I was just reading it, I didn't see it. Alright, so Mr. Mario is once again looking to be heading into Thieves Town. There's the big key, folks. Top right of compass room. And no one guessed it. I saw no mention. You guys were guessing random room, you were guessing darkness room, but you didn't guess compass room.
Yeah, almost everything but compass room was checked. Was guessed.
And normally I would guess compass room, but because I had the spoiler log and I read where the key was, I couldn't guess. That would be cheating.
Yeah.
For the sake of the game for fun.
I could have guessed, but because I haven't read the spoiler log, but well, I didn't do it.
I mean, that's really fine.
Yeah.
Alright, it's set number 4 for blind. He does have a couple blue potions this time. Ooh, that's really high up on the wall.
Alright, will he do it this time? Just 3 hearts, 2 hearts left.
There's a... Yeah, that's what I thought. He's got the blue potions. He's gonna just chug it.
Oh.
There it goes.
Oh, there
Redemption.
4th time this is the charm.
And now all he has to do is climb up Hera. So I'd say right now coolpapabell is in definitive lead here by about 2-3 minutes. It's hard to tell when he doesn't have a timer.
Think a little more. I think almost 5 minutes, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Mario still has a mountain climb. He has to go over to Turtle Rock to use a portal, then do Hera. And then go through the basement. Get his small keys from the left side, then go to it should be about 5 minutes.
I undersold it quite a bit. I get it. I know you're not bashing me, but it's still kind of funny. Anyway, Bland Modalist 2 here. Oh, misses the silver shot for the second pass.
Ah, but 2 cycle, very nice. And he knows he has time.
Yeah, going and stocking up on supplies here.
Yeah, and I've just been opening the spoiler log to do some looking for some extra locations of items we might want. So I've looked for the 4th sword, and 4th sword is in hammer packs, and yeah, we have what else do I find here?
Yeah, that one's not going to be easy to get to. I think Ice Rod was... I think Ice Rod was in over east, or no, west, of the... There. I think it was Stumpy or Sikia, one of the two. I don't have the spoiler right in front of me right now.
I think in Stumpy, yeah. Yeah, Stumpy. No, Stumpy has a Book of Mudora.
Right.
Digging Game has Cane of Burner.
Wow, it was actually that close?
Yeah, it was that close. So it could have been a nice safety for Mr. Mario for his blind fight. But he probably didn't know or didn't remember. Because I think he in those 50 minutes he only looked up the items he really needed.
Yeah. If he had remembered that the Cane of Burner was there, though, that would have been at least made his refight that much easier. Because he did have half magic at the time.
Yeah.
Alright,
Oh, and Magic Bat has had the ice rod.
Ah, Miss Magic Bat. Wait, where's our powder then?
Oh, powder. Well, powder.
I didn't even think about checking the powder.
Where was powder? I have to look through by looking because my search function doesn't work. So I have to.
Powder was in Dark Cross.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah, they could have got that if they needed it.
Yeah. Maybe even getting the mushroom for fake powder if mushroom was accessible.
Let me see. Nope.
Oh.
That was behind Ice Armos.
Okay, no, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We're not getting the mushroom for the fake powder today.
Definitely not.
Anyway, Aga 2 is down and there's now time to fight the pig. And Fancy is mentioning, as he was also that we had the cape in random room, so it's a good spot for that. So yeah, the only really invincibility safety we had was Cane and Berta, and unfortunately, it's not the better of the two.
Well, it depends. For blind, it should be the better of two because it damages blind.
Yeah, the drawback is for the other boss fights, you can't use it and do spin attacks. That's the drawback of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, 12 hits a phase here, or 6 spins for the first two phases, getting through a 1-1. Very nicely done.
Oh, but
George again and shot the spiraling fire bat.
Yeah, but he did chug his blue goo.
Now, what's interesting with the fire bats here in phases 3 and 4 is that if you don't input it, you don't move when you get hit. But if you do a movement input, it actually goes in the opposite direction of your input.
Yeah. And there's a last hit for phase 3, so Cool Power Bell is in phase 4, while Mr. Mario found his big key for GT.
Yep, keep the torches lit now, and then slash is done, and 4 silver arrows with a fight. Already got
Should
one,
be a double.
2. No, single.
No, just a single.
Unfortunately, tapped him. That's going to be a single as well. And
yeah,
that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GG in the chat for Cool Papa Bell. One by 3 bridge step. He always has to cross. And that is Kubo winning this race with an official first place time, including study time, of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 23 seconds. So it'll be a 106.23 for his actual run time.
Well, should be pretty average for a spoiler log race. We have seen some below 1 hour without the study time, and we've seen some longer. So it's an okay time, especially for this seed.
Alright. So meanwhile, Mr. Mario is going to be getting the safety here. He's also at 7 hearts, but is only on blue mail. And we have Kubaba Bell here in chat. And to his credit, that was just a clean run, pretty much. There was nothing really I could say that's sort of outstanding about it, but it was just extremely clean and well routed.
Yeah. Well, he probably watched Mr. Mario's stream and saw those pretty early deaths on Blind and Moth, so he probably had a little bit of a relaxed race. So, but still, it was a nice execution and very nice race.
And it looks like, hang on a moment. Looks like
Oh, and that's unfortunate. And death
Oh,
in
is that a death in the
GT for Mr.
tower?
Mario. That's pretty unfortunate.
Yikes.
But he's a sportsman. He is determined to finish the seed. That's always nice to see.
Yeah. Always the tenacity here, and we are now joined by Cool Papa Bell. GG's you, and great racing overall. Like I said,
Yeah.
very clean racing. I can't think of anything that stood out, but at the same time, there's nothing there that I can say you did bad either.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I felt like there were a lot of things I did bad, but that's the way it goes.
What are you thinking about doing bad?
Well, so I think chat was right. I think silvers were a mistake, although the way I was sort of clenching up on that Ganon fight, that probably worked out for me. If I could have gone back for them with boots, I think it would have been smarter. I just shouldn't have done it at the time that I did it. I just wasn't thinking about the fact that I would have the book. But I mean, I don't know. Then I would have had to go over to Pod Eastern and then come back to get the boots off of the island. So I don't know. The other big one was the mirror. I should have grabbed the mirror before I went to Skull Woods, so I could just save and quit out of Skull Woods. But for some reason, I was thinking I was gonna just walk down to Hype Cave.
Yeah, I was actually saying that during the commentary. I remember it. That you didn't pick up the mirror before doing after doing Thieves Town and getting your mail upgrade in Village of Outcasts and then going to Skywoods.
Yeah, I also thought about if maybe I should do Skull Woods later, since after activating the flute, I was going to have to go back into the Dark World for King's Tomb, that maybe I should have just done Skull Woods then. But I don't know that it would have made a big difference.
Well, the main thing that came to this was the boots. I'd say you, of course, went to get them with the flippers in hand. Mr. Mario attempted something quite bold, and I give him props for the creativity, but it didn't end up working out for him. He attempted to Insilla get the Splash Legion to get to him, but he couldn't use the mirror to get out of the state.
Yeah, I sort of had one eye on the restream, which was probably a mistake because that that tilted me a little bit. I saw him not going for Eastern Palace right away, and I was like, did I miss something? Because I really thought there wasn't really a way to get those boots without the flippers. At least with the equipment that we had. Like Bugnet was stuck way up in Turtle Rock. So no way to do a fairy revive. So yeah, I sort of thought we 100% had to have those flippers. So a good thing I was right.
Oh yeah. We never did look up where the Bugnet was, did we? And there was something else they just brought up this, and unfortunately I think you both agree with it. This seed was not that great if it was without the spoiler log. It was an Aghanim seed. You had the Cane of Samaria in Ice Palace. Beyond the point you can do Icebreaker. This would have been a terrible seed to play without a spoiler log.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been waiting for Sahasrabot to get mad at us and just start putting Kane inside Ice Palace all the time. So I think he's catching on, guys.
He's becoming sentient.
Let's see. I see chat asking about fairies. Let me check the log here real quick. Oh, we could have gotten a fairy out of the stupid waterfall. Oh, I didn't even think to look for that. Oh, man.
Yeah, there was no fairies in the drop tables either. The only thing that was even worth getting was the stun prize, which was full magic, and rupees in the tier 1 pool. Red one specifically.
Yeah, so you could have gotten around the flippers with that fairy out of Waterfall Cave. But I definitely have done that trick. I haven't practiced it though, so I was not prepared to bust it out in a race.
Yeah, that could have been interesting to skip Eastern completely and do the fairy revival instead.
Yeah. Although as fast as Eastern goes when you're kind of go-moding it, I feel like I probably would have wasted more time trying to do the fairy revive, so...
Yeah, that's entirely possible. And the Bicky in Eastern being on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say that going to Eastern was the right call overall. Maybe routing it with Pod as well.
Yeah, certainly in the heat of the moment, it was the right call. If we were doing the infinite prep time and practice time, I would have practiced that fairy revive a bit more.
Well, nothing more I can ask you except how did the race feel to you?
Ooh, definitely felt the nerves for this first one, but good to get this one out of the way, and we'll see how the second round goes. I assume my reward for winning will be an even tougher opponent in round 2 of the Swiss, so should be fun.
Indeed. Oh!
Yeah.
Interesting. Mr. Mario taking a depth on Ganon. Was that deliberate? He walked right up into his hitbox when he landed and then just straight up and then died from the contact.
I think it was intentional to get a health refill. Because he had low health as he dropped in. And, yeah, to get more health.
Seems like a smart enough play. Uh-oh. Oh, but dies to the fire bats in phase 2. Yeah, Mr. Mario has had it rough with his boss fights, unfortunately.
Yeah, but as I said, he's determined to finish it, and I admire that.
Yeah, I definitely got a little bit lucky that I could see I had a decent lead, so I could go for things like that red mail, grab the extra hearts in pod, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we just discovered that Cane of Burner was a dig game, so that could have been a nice safety for Mr. Mario, who died to blind 3 times.
And with that, Cane of Burner could also have easily killed Blind when he lost the pattern that we love to have so much.
Yeah. But I don't think he looked where... oh, he has to be careful now. Only 2 hearts left.
Yeah, but these are the easier parts of the fight now.
Yeah.
Now, I believe he died twice. So I don't think he's on the same seeding pattern that coolpapabell was. Unless that's only decided when you first enter the phase.
No, he should have a different one.
It's a pretty cleanly.
That should be a double.
Oh!
No, he misses it.
Missed the swing a little too early.
Single.
Can't see Ganon. He's gonna run from that. It's a little late on that swing. That's gonna be a single there.
That should be.
That's gonna be a single if he aims from right. There's the double.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, good defeating chance for Mr. Mario. Very tenacious end here. Very well executed in the end game there.
Yeah.
Bit of a rough one for him, but like I said, I'll give him props for not quitting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that'll be second place on the official over lesser run time of 1 hour 32 minutes 21 seconds. His actual run time is on screen 1 minute 17. 1 hour 17. My bad. I'm getting my times mixed up now. Great.
Yeah, I don't know about Mr. Mario, but I felt like that was a really hard one to route with the boots and flute in just weird places and kind of having to make sure you had that item chain in the right order. I definitely did not have time to go looking for like Burna and Cape.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Burna was so close and yet so far. If he had found the Cane of Burna, or at least noted it in case he had a blind failure, that would have been a great backup strategy to implement. Would have definitely saved him at least maybe 2 minutes on reattempts on blind, because he can just go down, get it, and then get blind out of the way, and also have the safety as well for the other dungeons.
Yeah, it would have been
needed
tricky
it.
to route in though because we didn't have mitts at that point in time, so you would have had to kind of.
Well, the mirror was there in the town, so you could get the dig game mirror, then just go back up the Kakariko portal and go back up to Thieves Town. So a little
That's
bit
true.
roundabout path, but it's still doable. And we are now joined by Mr. Mario. GG's to you.
Hey.
Bit of a rough one, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. After dying 3 times on blind, I think it just went all downhill from there.
Oh, also, Chad, in case you're wondering where Ether was, there it is. It's on the fish.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah.
We were just talking about, actually, that the Cane of Berna was actually very nearby and could have helped you with recovering on the blind fights.
Right. I was just in the mindset that I just need to go back and do it, you know, and I wasn't even trying to look for any safety items like that. I knew Cape was in Dark Cross, so I wasn't getting that. So.
Yeah, and then this seed just put so many hearts in terrible places. Like there were 2 more in Rando Room in GT and like 2 in Turtle
Right.
Rock, which we were never going into, and
Yeah. Yeah, so I was on 5 hearts basically the whole seed until the end where I got another heart piece and container.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
props
blind, I
to you.
think, was the major unsettling point for you. And again, it's a little bit understanding why it would be. That is actually a very tough fight to do in a low percent style.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was me, and this is just my opinion, I think at that point, using the Cane of Burner to defeat blind when you don't have that ideal pattern available to you is actually a backup strategy.
Yeah, it was
Especially
a
when
great
you have half magic.
location. It was a great location for Cane of Burna if I looked at the log and saw, because I had half magic even, so it wasn't even an issue if I got it.
Now, I do want to say something here. You had a very ambitious play, and I was been amazed when
Oh, yeah.
trying to win Sidla Splash deletion in order to get onto Lake Hylia Island. It unfortunately did not work because you could not mirror out of the state. But
Right.
if that had worked, that would have been amazing to see.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts a little bit after that?
Yeah, I went there not noticing that there wasn't any, like, way to get out of the fake flipper state there. There wasn't any, like, I don't know. There was nothing there for me to use, so I was like, okay, backup plan, what do I do now? I guess I have to go and get the flippers from Eastern, and then I was all frantic and forgot that I had to do pod 2, so I mirrored way early and had to go all the way back for it. But I think putting off Eastern for that long was actually a good play in hindsight. So I could just do both of them at once with silvers.
Yeah. You did fairly well, and I will give you props for the tenacity to finish the run, even though you knew at that point, after all those wind-ups, you were most definitely behind.
Yeah, I was watching the restream from that point too, so.
Yeah, and for your information, together with coolpapabell, we worked out a solution for not getting the flippers. A ferry revival would have been possible with a ferry in the waterfall cave.
Right.
So that way you could have gotten the boots without the flippers, but
that makes sense.
ferry revival is not so easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
had no idea how to do it, so.
yeah, I didn't even have time to think about that in the planning period. It was only afterwards that it's like, oh, I guess maybe there's a way to. Yeah, I was just like, well, I'm getting the flippers, I guess.
Now we
yeah.
did touch on this with coolpapabell, but I want your thoughts on the seed as well. This would have been, if it wasn't a spoiler, a very terrible seed. Would you agree?
Oh, hands down. Like, King's Tomb without mitts? Who does that?
Yeah.
Thinking about mitts, Aga being required for the flute.
Yeah, well,
So Mario in
I'd say you'd
beyond
see
the point in
that
which you can
and
do
do it,
Icebreaker and
but-
Ice.
Yeah, I almost always put off Ice and Swamp until I find Canis Samaria in just regular races, so the seed would have destroyed me.
Yeah, and those flippers on pendant armor's knights for the boots on like Hylia Island, then for the flute. Oh, terrible.
There was just a
scene.
ton of crap all over the place.
Yeah, and I mean, I would have full cleared Pendant Swamp easily in a non-spoiler seed.
You
Yeah,
have
and
all the items and everything.
you probably would have full cleared the mountain as well with nothing there.
Yeah.
Well, you get an armor, but aside from that,
Yeah, well, Mr. Mario, you of course are not out of this race. This is of course only the first race of the Swiss.
for
Hopefully
sure.
you'll come back and be able to take your revenge on Cool Papa Bell a little bit later on. Who knows? For those really.
Yep.
Well, that being all said and done, folks, make sure to give our 2 runners a follow here. They put on an excellent race for us today. A good spoiler race, good way to start our bye week at the very least. Of course, we're also on SpeedGaming 3. Make sure to follow SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming226 so you don't miss any racing action. Not just the spoiler log tournament here for the link to the past. And make sure to also follow my co-commentator Bigfoot and our tracker as well, Frog Collector. And you can drop me a follow as well. I've been Wolflink0670, and from all of us here at a Link to Fast Randomizer or spoiler log tournament, we shall see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, and have lots of fun with the races later on.
Oh, that reminds me. We haven't mentioned the other races today. Whoops.
Yeah.
Thanks for catching that. Later today, at 9:15, we have a race 10 versus Haxodus over on SpeedGaming 2. And that is actually the only other race that we have for the spoiler log today. Our next race is going to be 1 of 14 versus Zenon tomorrow at 5:15. Restream channel to be determined. Okay, for real this time now. See you all next time, and thank you for watching.